Hi, this is Jacqueline here with the Grow Program. Thank you for growing with me on today. I give God the praise for you each and every day. Grow is my life. Grow is the way I live each and every day, seeking God, going forth in love and forgiveness. Just because you forgive, it don't mean you necessarily have to have anything else to do with them. You ain't going to keep putting your hand to the fire and keep getting burnt. You ain't going to keep allowing anybody to just walk over and use you. So you got to set boundaries. You have to. You have to have boundaries around you and within you, because you have to be now a servant of righteousness. You got to go forth in righteousness. No matter what somebody do around you. See, I don't deal with anybody. I'm alone. I'm alone most of the time unless I'm with my children, my daughter, my grandbaby. And besides that, I'm alone. Ain't no man, honey. I told you, ain't nobody coming in here messing with the controls of the lighthouse, okay? What God got for me, God got for me, and whatever it is coming through growth. It's not coming from me. It's not coming from me going and messing up the best laid, best paved plans God got for me. Because if you go on my timeline, on the grow timeline, you will see, all the way from the beginning, it's been about God and the ministry. And there was a 3-year break where evil came in. But God, God, that weapon that formed against me did not prosper. And here I am back greater later. It's greater later. Back then when I was on the radio, God said, take care of the small things and I shall grant you the great things. And I would pray to God after the end of every episode. Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in thy sight. I would say that every episode to the Lord every week. And lo and behold, look, we got the podcast on broadcast and we not in 58 countries. And look, I was just thinking a minute ago, I was just thinking about in the beginning, how I started out. I mean, we have been on a journey. In the beginning, how it started out a year ago. And how I thought I was just a happy wife at home. I just thought I had it growing on, but lo and behold, still I had the enemy right there, been used to dealing with a haunted house. I've been used to dealing with that. But the thing of it is, I was never made to stay in it. I was never forced to be there. I always had the liberty to leave. If the house was haunted, I would never be in there alone. And I had to be in there because he would always say, if I wasn't at the house, I was out doing something. I had to be at the house or it was going to be a great big old fight. If I was off work, I had to be at the house. And so I've been off work now for about 2 years. I retired. I've been off work because my back, I messed my back up, got my back messed up at work. So, I've been off work that long. And so I had to be at home. And I had to be in there with those demons, and while he was off at work or whatever he was out there doing, But I'm tell you something. And God told me to stay in my lane. God showed me. So, while I'm in the house with the demons, I had to quit drinking. I had to know what was really going on. I had to be in my right mind, because I had to be sober. Honey, I couldn't be drinking, and then, I'm already hearing and seeing things, different things going on. I'm already dealing with evil. Then I know that what the drinking gonna do, it make you think worse. Make it jump off. The spiritual warfare. Oh man, you gonna go there. So I had to leave that alone. And so for a while, see, that's a narcissist. For a while, he come home and he say, well, just make it up. Jackie, you been drinking. And, just to get it going, I'm telling you, honey, look, but we've been on a journey. We've been on a journey because look, that narcissist behavior is going to be outed. We're going to stop going around destroying each other, trying to destroy each other to get eyes out here. Because where you going to take it? What you going to do with it? You can think you got the world in your hands, but honey, God got it in his hands. And your money don't impress God. Your money don't mean nothing to God. You better take that rain and that side you got from God and grow. You better rise some more. You better grow in God, because that money, all this and that, bling, bling and everything don't mean nothing. It ain't going nowhere in God. You know, I'm telling you something. You can't pay your way in here. God, I got this. What about this is my world? This ain't none of your world. This is my world. You supposed to be here to help lift up the world. Lift it up. You know, use what you got, your knowledge, your talent, whatever it is. Use it in my name to build up my kingdom. I'm telling you, honey, to build up the kingdom of God. That's what we here for. We ain't here for self. We are not here for self. While we on this highway of life running each other down, I'm telling you, I'm broadcasting now out the lighthouse today. I ain't out there in the insect spiritual warfare way. You know, I'm broadcasting out the lighthouse today, and I want to broadcast all out in the front, honey. But I'm telling you, on the lighthouse, where the lighthouse is at, is on the main road, and I can't broadcast out there because it's too much going on out there. You know, he just went down with the motorcycle, and he stepped on it. He gunned it. And, honey, I had to hurry up and run back here because I didn't want to hear it. You can't sit out there. See, if I had a TV, you can't sit in here and watch no TV and have peace. Noise all around you. I'd have to have earphones to watch a TV up in here because there's so much going on around here. They always mowing and sowing and growing, hammering, beating and doing this and that and the other. Then you go on the main street, then cross the street is the KFC, and they be trying to break their neck to get up in there, get that chicken. So look, I'm telling you, honey, there's so much going on around this lighthouse. Is busy. You know, so I have to take advantage of the little opportunity I got now. You know, the kids, you know, I got a little room that's blocked off back here. Ain't no window, you know, but that's all right. I can't see God's beauty, but I know God's beauty. And the lighthouse is within me. So see, the light is shining out right now, even though I ain't got no window to see. The lighthouse is shining out from me, and I'm sowing seeds of love as far as I can. You know, sowing seeds of love everywhere, all over the land. All back there in the motherland, all over in Taiwan, all back in California, down there in Georgia, over there in Russia, over there in Paris, back down in China, you know, way over Australia. I'm sowing it everywhere, honey, sowing it here and there and everywhere. Because wherever the spiritual warfare is, there is growth. You know, we're going to grow in God. We're going to pass the side. We're going to take the reign, and we're going to grow in God. We're going to rise up, lift up, link up, and lock up. You know, and united we stand and we don't fall. And I'm going to tell you something, as we lose the legends, because we're going to fight to the end. We're going to hold on. We're going to stay strong as we are rose up in God. As we grow up in God, coming up on the rough side, but we coming up still. Peace be still. Don't want to hear none of that foolishness. We on to the solution. We ain't going to focus on the problem. We on to the solution. I just want to give homage, you know, to this family. I just want to give homage to this family right now, because I'm going to tell you something. The souls are not resting. The souls are not resting while the evil is up doing. I saw that with my own eyes. Heard it with my own ears. Listen, like I told you, I had to be sober in the house. So I had to hear what was going on, really. And then to know I wasn't going crazy. Good voices that tell me love drives out hate. Use love, drove them right on up out of there. Okay, listen. The spirits are not resting while the evil is up doing. You know, I want to give homage to this family, the DeBarges, who gave so much love to the world. You know, even though, you know, at a time and a period when so much oppression was going on, racism, hate, and evil was going on. The father lost his job when they found out he was married to an African woman. And then the oppression just took its toll on the family in different kind of ways. But still that family all through kept giving us love, kept showing us love in the face of oppression. That family still rose up and they became legends. The DeBarges, So I just give honor to the DeBarges, each and every single one. I lift that family up in prayer, and I want to let that family know that they are not alone. The world is with them, and we love them too. We truly do. All the love that you gave us, I'm going to tell you, it's going to be a switch. There'll never be a love like the DeBarges gave to us. I'm telling you, through God, through the mother, that strong woman. I'm telling you, she is a pillar of strength. She raised them children, raised them up to be legends. God bless her heart. The legacy of love that she gave to her children, despite what she was going on, despite the oppression that she had going on, she still raised some beautiful children, who gave their life to the world to lift up the world, to show us love. I'm telling you, and I love them. I truly do. And the Spirit of Tommy is growing with us too. I told you, the ancestors and the spirits are the driving force that are behind this movement. I didn't just sit up and think of grow on my own, honey. It was God. God is what lifted me, and God is what kept me. While I was in that haunted house fighting all them demons, spirits all around me, started thunder and lightning one night. The lights went out. As soon as I pray, I start praying. The lights came right back on, and the whole other neighborhood, the lights was out. But ours came right back on, honey. Wasn't nothing but God in that house. My baby upstairs, as soon as the lights went out, my heart kind of dropped, but I knew God was there. And I just said, dear God, and started praying, honey, lights came right back on. Because she had called me. I had to get a plan together. We ain't had no candles. So I had to get a plan together to get us up out of there past them demons, honey. Anyway, I'm telling you, so it's something, honey, it really is. I've been dealing with this my whole life. Dealing with spirits, and then spirits in the physical form. They try to come against you because, see, people allow evil to use them. You can allow evil to use you. But I'm going to tell you something. God is watching you. You ain't alone. You may think you alone, but you ain't alone. God sees. You got to get redemption. You got time to turn it around. You got time to change it and fix it up, and straighten up and redeem yourself, before you get left. So get right before you get left. God's will shall be done on earth as it is in heaven. God is love, honey. God is love. God is not something that you use and take to oppress someone with. Not a tool that you take and twist and to fit and comport and fit the way you want it to fit. See, because that's how we can have this ministry like this. That's because I can get on here each and every day and tell you about the goodness of God, how to grow a better way. See, because that's what I'm doing. I'm growing in God, honey. You just turn it around from the spiritual warfare. No matter what they may say to you there, turn it around, just ignore them. Don't let them push them buttons. Don't let them buttons go off. Just turn around. Turn for a better way. Just if you got to turn your back to them for a better way, just turn around from it. Don't even look. Don't even give them the look, honey. See, because look. As they on this highway of life and they trying to get what they trying to get, they'll pass you on a double lane. Take the risk of a ticket, an accident. They don't even know what's coming around the bend. They'll keep on and then want to turn around and look at you in the meantime. I don't even look at them, honey. Ain't nothing to look over there to look at. Keep my eyes focused on the prize. You already know you're doing wrong. What me looking at you gonna help? No, I'm gonna keep my eyes focused on the prize. You gonna look silly looking at yourself. So bye. I'm telling you. In a hurry to get nowhere. Then you meet them up at the light. And then they really looking silly. I'm telling you. On this highway of life, what we trying to get, and have the world, okay, then what? You got the world. Okay, let me say, you got it. Now what? Okay, you done killed your brother because you say you a legend. You better than him. Now what? You killed him because he said this and that and that and that. But then you already know who you are in God. Now what? Okay, you say he sing better than you and you can sing better too. You took him out. We got to listen to you. Now what? You got the word. You got everything. Where you going to take it? What you going to do with it? Can't take it with you. It ain't going with you. You can sit here and say you're going to leave it for so-and-so, honey. They going to fight and scrap over it. They going to do this and that with it. And it ain't going to be, it ain't going to be the way you want it to be because you ain't even here to see. You gone. So look, I'm telling you something. Turn around and lift the world. What? For one to gain the world and lose his soul. God ain't looking at you, ain't impressed by you. God is impressed by the heart. That spirit that's directed at God, that belongs to God. Or that self-serving soul. We got to turn from the self-serving ways. We're not here about self. We're here for each other. We're here for one another. So each and every day, I dedicate to grow with you. Each and every day, I dedicate for a better way with you. Each and every day, I want to tell you, somebody loves you. And I do. You may say, well, you don't even know me. I ain't got to know you. I ain't got to know this and go know that and all this about you and all that about you. But I know this is, you are somebody in God. That is true. And so there, I love you. I go forth in love, my brother. I go forth in love, my sister, each and every day, no matter who I see. I don't see different skin. You don't just happen to be a Caucasian king. Just happen to be an African king. Just happen to be a Caucasian queen or just happen to be an African queen. Just kings and queens and little kings and queens to me. That's what I see. I don't see color. I see character. The character that we show, that's the character that goes or grows. Because you either got it going on or you have it growing on, honey, and you'll have it growing on in God by your heart, how you treat people. The facts are the facts. There was a transatlantic slave trade that was ordained by the Christian church. And slavery went on for hundreds of years. And now what we do is we turn from that and we grow from that. That was a lot of rain, but we got a lot of side from God, and we can take that rain and the side we got from God and grow, to the beloved kingdom, grow to the promised land, genuine equality and righteousness for all, not for a few, not for one, not for you. For us all, for all, it's supposed to flow like a mighty stream, because God's will shall be done on earth as it is in heaven. It don't matter if you're Democrat or Republican. God's will shall be done on earth as it is in heaven. So whatever you got, twisted up dreams, whatever you think you want to do, honey, God is looking at you. You ain't impressing God. You may be impressing the ones on this earth, but you ain't impressing God. But I will tell you something. The Confederacy and the Confederate flag. There were many white Caucasian Southerners. I'm telling you, I'm growing too. There are many Caucasian Southerners who did not own slaves, but they benefited from the institution of slavery. And the Confederacy, that's what it meant. But the Confederacy stood for oppression. That's all it means. Is that when you ride around with the Confederate flag, it just means that you like the idea of oppressing people. That's all that means. If you ride around with the Confederate flag and the Confederate whatever you got on your truck, on your license plates, tattooed on you, all it means is that you are like oppressing too. That's all that it means. That's all it means is oppression. But see, the oppressors shall be judged. They shall be dealt with. So don't worry about the oppressors, honey. You see a Confederate flag, that's all it means. That's all the Confederacy means. They were fighting for that. They were fighting to keep the institution of slavery. And they wasn't having that. United States was ready to grow on. They wasn't having that no more. But you had these rebels, just like you got now, different people, different organizations, different things, but I will say this, it's good and bad everywhere. It is. And not just this party, that party, just good and bad and everywhere and everybody, all over the place. We're all under oppression. I'm telling you, oppression affects us all. No matter your status or wealth, oppression affects us all. But are you going to allow oppression to have rule over you? Are you going to allow evil to run over you and control you? Allow God to use you. Allow God daily to use you. Seek ye first the kingdom of God, which is love, and all things shall be added unto you. God is love. In the end, God is love. The top to the umbrella that holds it all together. God is love. Why the rain pour all around the umbrella trying to keep you covered at the top? God is love. I'm telling you, God is love, honey. God is our refuge in the storm that keeps us covered. You know, some rain may get on you, a little might get on you, you know, but I'm telling you, God is the refuge. God is protecting you. You know, God is protecting you. That's why, yeah, I'm just reminded of a story that happened a long time ago when I took my mother's umbrella without her permission, and I took it outside, and no, I took it outside, and the wind blew it, you know, in a different direction, because I wasn't supposed to have it in the first place. So the wind blew it off in a different direction, you know, and I was gonna borrow it again, and she said no, because the wind would tear it up, you know, because it was windy. Wasn't so much rain, it was just windy. But anyway, you know, just think about that different stuff you and mama used to go through, you know, y'all laugh at now, but it wasn't funny back then, you know, when she told me go upstairs, get that diary and bring it downstairs. That wasn't funny at all back then. And after she did that, you know, I went and got that diary and brought it downstairs. There wasn't nothing in there, but I did write this. I said, me and my brother do the exact opposite of what mama tell us to do. And when she read that, I thought she was getting ready to slap the mess out of me. But she read that and looked at me, and all she said, that's true. And honey, but after she got done with that diary and gave it back to me, it wasn't nothing in there, but just that. You know, I hadn't really had a chance to really write in it. But when she gave it back to me, honey, I threw that diary in the trash. Wasn't no more of that. You ain't gonna read my thoughts no more. But anyway, honey, I love my mama. I always love my mama. She's my favorite girl. The only one in this world. You only get one. You only get one. God bless you. God bless you, mothers. You don't think of you every day. God bless you, fathers. I think of you every day. God bless you all as you grow. Greatness reached over oppression through wisdom all over the world.